Purdue, I think, is one of the safest universities in America. After I have come here, I've not experienced any such drastic event or as such. I mean, yeah, you do see a couple of like thefts and robbery and all that, but it's overall, I would say that it is a very, very safe campus. You have, I don't know if you know about this, but there are like checkpoints all across campus where they have like a 911 button. If you feel unsafe at any point of the day, like these buttons are 24/7, you can just like press these buttons and the police will be able to like locate you and they'll come at that position in less than 3 minutes. They have a very good response time, and West Lafayette has like Purdue has its own police department, so these guys are pretty efficient at what they do. And other than some drunk people doing some like thefts and like drugs and stuff, like it's probably once in like 2 months or 3 months, nothing more than that. So Purdue has this employment portal for students that you can actually try and see what kind of jobs they have. In terms of what kind of jobs they have, a lot of so for international students, you guys are allowed to do only on-campus jobs. If you do any sort of off-campus jobs, the ISS will find out where your money is coming from, and they will take severe action. So you are not allowed to do any off-campus jobs while you are a student. On-campus jobs are such as restaurants will have you working there as a caterer or maybe someone who makes food for these restaurants at the Purdue Memorial University, the center, the Purdue Student Center. There are various other jobs that have you working in a library as a student associate. You can, as I said, you can work as a graduate assistant at any department. There are certain jobs where you can work from home. You can actually stay home and just like you're basically like a salesperson. So you call people up and you tell them about events happening and stuff like that. So a lot of students end up taking these restaurant jobs. And also there is provision for a student to become a proctor. So a proctor basically like you have to go and be like you have to see students and you have to mentor students during an exam. You have to sit with the professor and you have to make sure that nobody cheats, that nobody copies, and you have to instruct students on how to be, like if it's an online exam, you have to tell them how to go about and stuff like that. So these are also some options that you can have. The pay generally is, the starting pay for anyone is around $8, $8 to $8.5 per hour. And in a week, you are allowed to work a maximum of 20 hours. So, I mean, you can basically you can work for somewhere which is more than that is paying you more, but also if you get a job that pays you $10 per hour, and so there's also a job that where you can be a grader to a professor. So he does not. So other than his TA, you can actually help him correct papers of his courses that students have given him, like homework assignments. Yeah. That's not a problem. Anyone can get these jobs. But again, it's if it's a fresh semester, then students will generally apply to these jobs beforehand. So like when you come to campus, make sure that you are an early bird, and these jobs are actually essential for getting your social security number. Once you get a non-campus job, you will get an SSN that you need in order to buy a credit card, or for basically doing anything going forward. Some of my peers and some of my students in different departments had come in spring, and I think a fall semester for them also made sense, because after you finish 1 year of courses, a summer internship is much more companies look at 1 year of student experience as much more than a spring a spring student. But having said that, it's not a bias. There is definitely opportunities for both students. Again, there are some courses which are offered in fall that you might not be able to take when you start in spring. and these courses, when you enter fall, you might not have finished the prerequisite courses that you need for that particular course. So that way it might be a disadvantage, but other than that, um, not a lot, no. Companies generally come for both career fairs. We just got finished with the spring career fair, and we have like a fall career fair also. But the fall career fair is it's a big event. The spring career fair is also a big event, but it's not like the companies that the spring career fair attracts is not as big as the fall career fair, because generally people coming in the fall career fair are looking to hire full-time employees starting from the spring semester. And if you're a company coming the spring semester, you're generally looking for students for summer internships. So accordingly, you should try and aim for the career fair that you want. For it's all diversified. I mean, for every student I've spoken to, they've all given me mixed reviews. For someone, LinkedIn has worked. For someone, Glassdoor, Indeed.com. For someone, career fairs. For someone, just referrals. If you have referrals in America, I think that is the best way that you can secure an internship, or not even secure, but like get an opportunity for an interview there. So it's all a mixed bag. There is no set. Um, like there is no facts that I can give you for like a actual